If you're doing any of these 7 things with women, you're being desperate and you're giving her the ick. I've taught over 450 men one-on-one who thought they were doing everything right with their dating life, but they were actually killing attraction without even knowing it. These are the exact behaviors that get you friend-zoned, ghosted, or straight up rejected. And most guys are doing at least 3 right now. So let me break down what being desperate looks like to a female and what to do instead. So most men text females as if they're roommates, as if they're your peer, as if you're just going to be sharing information, sharing your unsolicited opinions, too much information about your life, your goals, your feelings, texting too much with no clear goal, treating her like she's your buddy instead of your woman, the woman who might surrender to your leadership. Most guys, when they text, it looks something like this. Hey, it's Jimmy from Hinge, which already, she just gave you her Instagram or number 30 minutes ago, but you gotta say, hey, it's Jimmy from Bumble. I've seen guys do this so much, it's cringe. Or saying their own name on Instagram. Like, it says your name at the top of the thread on Instagram. They still say, hey, it's Jimmy. And it's like, dude, I can see your name like 3 times. I don't need to hear your name again. Like, thanks. I know what pace we're going to be going at in this conversation. But what guys do is they say, hey, it's Jimmy from Bumble or Tinder. And that's it. They have no idea how to lead. Your whole job as a man is get the girl's focus. You have a very different body than she does. There's natural polarity between men and women. All you have to do is just not fuck it up. Don't share your feelings. Don't give your fucking opinions away. She is not going to ask you for your opinion, but men just can't help themselves, which is a narcissistic thing to do. It's not actual narcissism, disorder, NPD, but the tendencies that go along with it. Don't share your opinion. She didn't ask for. If she gives you a meta report, which essentially is like, what'd you do so far today? Let's just say you said that to her when you're building some comfort. Because when you're texting a girl, even if she came from a dating app, she needs comfort before you can just plan the day. The first message is like, when free? She's not going to respond to you. Or she's going to go, busy. I'm busy this week. And you're like, grunt, caveman. No, she needs some comfort, some emotional connection, that you're attuned to her emotional state. You've caught up with her emotions for the day. If you don't make her feel that way, she's not going to open up. It's like a butterfly or a fucking flower, right? That's closed. You have to open it up, right? How do you get it to open up? Talk about her day. Hey, how's your day? What'd you do so far today? Those are very calibrated questions with the minimal investment she has into you to get her to open up. That's fantastic. Now that she's open, now we can plan the day. Now she's way more receptive to say, yes, I'm free for Thursday. I'm free Thursday. I'm not working Thursday. And you go, cool. Would you want to get drinks Thursday night? She goes, yeah. So easy, right? What guys do before that is they either go right for the kill. They go right for Saturday, 2 p.m., B square. They literally talk like commands out loud, which is like you're trying to get this gentle butterfly to open up and you're going to command it like a drill sergeant. Are you stupid? What are you doing? Don't give your opinions away. She doesn't need you to give your opinion about each thing she mentioned she did that day. Like she went to the nail salon. She got her nails done. She talked to her mom. She went to the gym. She had work. Like she is not asking for your opinion about all 4 of those things. She's asking for you to label and validate her experience, right? If she did all those things, that's a productive day. All she wants you to say, and she'll feel so seen, which is what girls want to feel, is seen. If you say, sounds productive, she fucking lit up. That's plus 2 points in her mind for you. Like, so that she likes you. She's opening up. Ask her how her day is. Open up a little bit. Ask her what she do that day. Open up a little bit. You label what she told you about what she did that day. Oh, sounds productive. She's like fully open now. Boom. You're good. Right. So don't fuck it up and say your opinions and don't lead. A lot of men don't know how to lead. They just kind of wait for the girl to do all the things for them and they treat them as a peer. As if they're roommates, as if they're sharing stupid ideologies about random nonsense they don't care about and they have no investment in freshman year of college, like when you're walking to a cafeteria. Like the goal is not to just talk or have a conversation. It is to build enough investment, comfort with the girl before you can ask her for her schedule to see when she's free. And then boom, now you can plan the date and actually see her. That's the goal of texting her. There's no other goal other than that. Don't text like you're equals because you're not equals. She doesn't want to be equally in charge, equal authority in the relationship. That's a perfect thing is like, oh, do you want to be equals? And she's like, yeah, of course. Right. But that's a kind of a trap because like, what are you going to say? No, I want to be beneath you. I want to be less than. Like, of course, everyone's going to say, yeah, of course we're equals. Ask them, do you want to have the same authority and responsibility as me? And they'll go, oh, no, of course not. Right now you're the leader. Clearly, very clearly. Right. Do you want to have the same accountability, consequences, and responsibility in this relationship? Every girl will be like, no. Who's in charge now? Clearly, because you have the accountability, the responsibility, and you suffer consequences if something goes wrong. So you have to be the leader and she decides if she can trust you leading. And then if she feels that she feels safe, and there's also polarity, she feels the attraction, and she trusts you, she'll surrender to you eventually, which is exactly what you want. So again, don't share your opinions, especially unsolicited. Every question she asks you is a trap. So you should not be giving any sort of answer other than a non-answer ever, especially on text. Oh my God. It's all a trap. Don't do it. They don't want you to. It's a test. If they ask you a question and you answer anything more than like 2 words, crazy, right? So what you should be doing is ask her about her day, validate it, label it without giving your opinion away, and then move towards logistics. Super simple. So expensive dinners, gifts, trips, flowers, all before you've even kissed, let alone slept together. Before she's invested anything in you. I'll make it super clear. You taking her out, picking her up, taking her to the restaurant, creating the experience, paying for it, asking her questions, listening to her, making her feel validated, caring about her, all the things I said right there, that is you investing in the interaction in her. Her investment is really just like getting to the date. Everything else you did. So as far as the balance or the scales, her showing up to the date is kind of investment because she could be anywhere else. You taking care of literally everything else, planning it logistically, attracting her, paying for it, holding the door, asking her tons of questions, ordering all the things. That is a lot of investment. So this is the scale. People don't respect these kind of dynamics where you're investing everything and they're doing nothing, right? That's called a freeloader entitled, right? So I'm not saying anything's wrong with it, but you don't want to make it worse by paying for huge dinners, trips, flowers, buying her purses, things that cost way, way, way more than just drinks, right? Which is the only first date that you should ever be having with a girl. After you sleep together a couple times, sure, you can do what you want with taking care of her and the experiences, giving her the lifestyle that you want to give her. That's fantastic. However, on the first date or before you slept together, oh my God, no. That is the way to go straight to, this girl is taking advantage of me. I'm a beta male. She's trying to get the most resources out of me before she actually has to invest. And it's almost like the longer she can go without investing herself, the more she knows she can milk out of you for your resources, your time, all the things to really, shift the power dynamics so she's the one in charge and you're the one who has to buy her affection and attention. Just ask yourself, would you do any of that for your buddy? Take a new friendship with a dude you don't know, this is the first time meeting him. Would you opt for a $200 dinner? Or would you buy him like a bouquet of flowers or chocolates or anything, any gift that's equivalent and not kind of, gay? Or would you buy him a trip just to be around him, right? With no expectation of him ever investing back into you? No, you would do none of that. Of course not. You would go get drinks, right? You would do something way more low key and low investment on your end. So why are you doing it for her? You're obviously trying to buy her attention, affection, and give her the whole boyfriend, husband lifestyle, right, that she should have to earn for free. You want to come meet me? Cool, I'll buy you a dinner at Mistral or STK or Mastro's. Do you think that's going to go well? Has that ever gone well? Go look back. If you're a man that's done that, you bought a girl a really nice dinner, Mastro's, Mistral, STK, Nobu, you took her to like a really nice restaurant the first time, the first date. How's that relationship going now? Did it go well? Did it end up well? Probably not. Money itself does not buy attraction, but it does show her that you need to compensate for something, and she will not be attracted to you. So complimenting her body, how amazing she is, how smart she is, before you even fucking know her, that's a problem. Do not do that. You're so beautiful every 5 minutes. She already knows. Every guy already tells her that. You're so pretty, you're so beautiful, you're so gorgeous, you're an angel. She's heard that tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of times in the most awkward, uncalibrated, inappropriate settings by the weirdest people that she thought she could trust probably. Oh, this is older man and I'm kind of naive in this thing and I'm trusting this man as kind of a leader in this or mentor in this sense. And all of a sudden he says some creepy, "You're so stunning. Those eyes are gorgeous." Compliment, and immediately she feels extremely unsafe, and then it ruins everything and she feels very disappointed and scared. Right? Don't do that. It's obviously going to be different in this case of her maybe not feeling scared, I guess, depending on how you say it. But she's definitely going to feel that you gave away all your power. And now that tension, that masculine polarity tension, which creates attraction, by the way, if you're safe, regardless, but especially when you're also safe and building comfort, that creates a lot of tension in her body that she likes. You like polarity too. There's a reason you're attracted to a girl so intensely, just purely based on her body. And then she's attracted to you based on leadership, masculinity, lifestyle, status, but you maintaining the tension of not complimenting her. It's the polarity, it's the contrast, right? You took her on a date. You want to see her, in a sexual context, you're on a date with her. and you're talking to her and getting her to invest into you, and she's feeling your energy and how you lead her, right? How you lead the interaction with the questions you ask, how you deal with the waiter or the bartender, whatever it is. And she is determining, can I trust this man? Do I feel safe around him? Will I let him lead? Will I maybe at some point surrender to him? Will I feel safe to do that? Yes or no? If you're maintaining this tension of you're taking her on a date, but you're also not over validating her looks, that polarity creates attraction, because she's like, well, wait a minute. Why would he take me on a date and ask me all these questions? He seems interested, but he hasn't said I'm pretty or beautiful. That creates cognitive dissonance in her mind, which we're very attracted to. Ton of focus on it. So she's focusing on the dissonance. Neither person knows this is why this is happening. We just studied this to an absolute science at like a fucking molecular level. If she feels safe and she feels the tension, the polarity in the moment towards you, now guess what happens next? Girls will never tell you this, but why do they read fiction books? Why do they love 50 Shades of Grey? They read all these books that have an incredible amount of imaginative detail. All these stories and fantasies and experiences and this and exploring everything. Why do you think girls love murder mysteries on Netflix? Every girl, you could be the sweetest girl who lives in the suburbs, who has had one boyfriend her entire life, who sleeps in bed with stuffed animals, and she's 27 years old. She's watching fucking Jeffrey Dahmer murder mysteries at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday night. Is that not fascinating to you? Why is little Sally doing that? I don't understand. That's strange. She's with her stuffed animals, watching someone get murdered in the murder mystery and exploring the psychopath mind of Jeffrey Dahmer. Is that not fascinating to you? I think we should look into that a little bit more. Isn't that hilarious? But TLDR, they have an insane imagination. Insane. You think men have like crazy? No. Being creative is feminine. Being very creative and out of the box thinking is extremely feminine. So guess what? If you maintain safety and polarity, their mind goes fucking nuts. One of the top thoughts they think in their mind, when you feel safe to be around, right? You're never getting angry. You're calm. You're dominant. All the things. You have the polarity, right? The calm dominance. But you also, like, one of the best polarity things you can do. I should make a whole list of like, here's how to be polarizing as a man to a woman. One of the things is like, you're a strong dude who like fucking works out. You're like 180, 200 all muscle, but you're calm and sweet and warm to her. So like you're capable of intense violence, which is good to be protective. Like you're good at shooting guns, you like know martial arts, BJJ, Krav Maga, whatever it is. But then with her, you're like calm, grounded, dominant, and sweet and warm. That polarity is fucking magnetic to her. She can't figure this out. It's mysterious. It's like, how is he capable of violence to protect me, but he's also warm, sweet, calm with me? And then guess what? She feels this pull toward you. She's like a magnet. If you understand this topic, you see the matrix, right? You have a superpower at this point. But essentially, you want to be polarizing, because polarizing with safety, now her mind goes fucking wild. One of the first thoughts the girl will feel with a new dude, if she feels safe and polarizing, which is kind of rare because most dudes are beta males or say some weird, stupid shit, or are emotionally unavailable, either mommy or daddy issues. One of the first thoughts she's going to think is, what if he was my boyfriend? How would that feel? Right? So all the imaginative thoughts and the questions kind of pop up like, what if he were to lead me? What would it feel like if I actually let him lead me? What would he feel like if he was my boyfriend? Like one of the top things girls think with new dudes is like, what if he was my boyfriend? We're thinking like intimacy, bed, and they're like, boyfriend. It's really cute. Don't compliment her body and looks. You demolish and ruin the polarity, and then now she's not attracted to you. There's no attraction. There's no magnetic pull now. There's nothing to figure out. I figured it out. You fucking told me what you were thinking. I get it now. You think I'm hot. That's it. I don't want to figure that out. Everyone's told me that. I don't care. So don't compliment her on things that every guy has complimented her on, especially when she hasn't earned it. If you go like, you're so smart, you're so intelligent, you're so this, and like you don't even know if she is, like what are you doing? You're giving all your power away and you're like lying. You're just sucking up to this girl. Hopefully if I suck up enough, you'll sleep with me. Has that ever worked? Of course not. If you wouldn't say it to your like buddy or like a friend, then don't say it to her. As far as like, do they deserve to hear it? If she shows you drawings and paintings and she's actually really good, then you can say it. But if you've seen no evidence or like there's not enough evidence to then say the compliment, don't say it. Compliments should be earned, essentially intermittent rewarding. So you don't want to be constantly validating somebody over and over and over and over. And I'm not saying insult them, but don't reward them on everything. Do it sometimes, and then don't do it sometimes, and do it sometimes, and don't do it sometimes. And you don't want to be a pattern because you don't want to make it so routine-based where it's like clearly you're going to compliment her on this thing again. She should feel like she needs to earn your attention, not that you're just grateful for hers. Early compliments equal desperate, and selective compliments equal attractive. If you've ever said, do you like me? Or are you having fun on this date? You're not going to leave when you go to the bathroom, are you? If you've ever said any of that or anything like that on the date, in person with a girl, or on text, I got bad news for you. That's very desperate. You 100% gave her the ick. One of our friends recently was talking about her date that she went on. And the dude literally said, do you think this date is going well? Do you like my truck? You're not going to ghost me tomorrow, right? If you say any of that on text or in person, whatever, you're going to have a bad time. She's getting zero polarity. Oh my God, zero polarity. And then even lowers the safety too. Polarity and safety buckets. That's kind of what we teach here. Very low, almost zero polarity. Even if you're a handsome guy, polarity is a feeling, energy, not physical appearance. You could be the ugliest guy in the fucking world. You have polarity with a girl, she's attracted to you, right? It does not work the same from man to woman to man. Just so we're clear. Another example, you're texting. She doesn't respond to you. So you double text, triple text, quadruple text. You say, hey, did you get my message? Why aren't you responding? I don't understand. Why aren't you responding? I thought we had a good time. So just controlling, needy, desperate texting. Oh my God. Like you're trying to control her like your mom did to you before she's decided. As if you didn't, she wouldn't decide to see you again or respond to you again. Obviously that comes off so needy. As if like you need her validation to feel good about yourself. That's the opposite of attractive. Polarity is I don't need you at all, but I choose to be here. That is polarity. That is attractive. A good masculine trait to have is the number one that the masculine should identify with, which is being independent. There's a reason we don't ask for directions or, help finding anything when you're at a store. We're independent as men. We should be. That's just the default. Now, that can go wrong sometimes when you actually can ask somebody and they would help you along and you refuse to ask for help because you're independent. But you shouldn't need her reassurance, approval, validation, anything like that. Like she should be wondering if you like her, not the other way around. You should not be asking her, do you like me? Did you like the date? How's this going? Do you like my car? You shouldn't be asking any of this. Reassurance seeking equals low value and low status behavior. If you're needing her to reassure you, like your mom probably didn't do to you and you did to your mom, right? Do not ask that from the girl, especially in the attraction phase, on the first date or before the first date, anywhere near the first date. But certainty in yourself equals high status. Number 5, the next one, overjustifying your existence, explaining every decision, defending yourself when there's any sort of tension between you and her, whether it's on text or on the date. Let's just say she asks you, what do you do for fun? And you go, hiking and gym, stuff like that. And let's just say she kind of stares at you and doesn't fill the silence. What do most guys do that are beta males? Well, what I also do, not just that, I also do, and they try to make up for it and say more because they feel the tension as if what I said wasn't good enough, right? That is called overqualifying, justifying yourself to ease the tension because that person isn't immediately rewarding you, isn't immediately validating you. So you feel the tension and you don't like it. You can't maintain the tension, the masculine tension of polarity. You can't maintain that because I'm not the leader here. I don't know where he is. But he's not here. It's not me. So I'm going to justify myself to try to get the reassurance from you because you look like the leader, female, that I want to surrender to me at the same time. Makes sense, right? Oh my God. Do not fill the silence. She can ask you a follow-up question. Give her like a smirk, like, that's how simple it is. And she can go, well, is that all you do? I'm sitting in the tension. I'm ready to be like, why? You know what I mean? The reason beta males overqualify is because they can't maintain the polarity, the tension. The tension makes you uncomfortable. And if you can't hold tension in your body, she can't feel attraction. Simple as that. That's the consequence. You don't want to hold a little bit of tension in your body for like 10 seconds. Cool. She won't be attracted to you. Simple as that. That's how weak some men are. They don't want to sit in that little anxiety because I've been conditioned by my mom, feminine energy growing up, or like feminist bullshit that I should never feel any anxiety. How ironic is that? Is that the people that claim you shouldn't feel discomfort ever are the one that feel anxiety all day? Isn't that funny? You running away from this like discomfort by like, don't say this, that'll offend somebody. Don't do that. This will offend somebody. Don't say this. You can't do that. You can't do that. Meanwhile, the person, they have the most anxiety out of anybody on the planet. Look at any feminist ever, especially like the older ones, like older lesbian feminists. They're the most anxious, controlling, needy people in the fucking world, right? But they're the ones who are like trying to relieve the tension always. It's just hilarious, the projection. So if you can't hold the tension, she can't feel the attraction. So let the silence sit in those cases. Obviously, don't just like awkwardly sit there in silence and not lead. But if she tries to like test you by being like almost as if like what you said wasn't good enough, sit there back and go, Like, you don't need it. You're not pinging off of her for your emotional state. You're the oak tree. She's the squirrel. So don't explain yourself. You don't owe her justifications. So number 6 is pedestalizing women, as if she can do no wrong, right? She's perfect. Every woman is queen. She's a celebrity in your mind. She's above you, right? You're just happy to be here. That is 90% of men, by the way, around any sort of female. They immediately white knight and like shame other masculine men because I'll treat you better than them. He doesn't know. He's rude. He was mean. He's stupid. That's what like a middle schooler girl will do, is discredit her friends to try to seem, more popular to Bobby in science class. Like, that's what a middle schooler girl will do. So they regress to literally a middle schooler girl mindset. Men do. It was crazy. The beta males. They pedestalize the girl. They put her above him, which is crazy. They agree with everything she says. They never challenge her. They never disagree. She could say the stupidest thing in the entire world. The guy's like, oh yeah, of course. Well, you're right. You're so smart. That's amazing. You're so pretty. You're amazing. She's not on the same level as you, right? When you think of her this way, she's above you. So she's up here, high status, and you're low status. No women on the planet would ever want to surrender to a low value, low status man. Ever, right? You act like the default is as if she wouldn't like you. So you're grateful for her time always. This is the opposite of polarity. You're worshiping her. How she should feel is like an equal human who has to earn your attention, not a goddess that you serve, right? So pedestalizing equals no attraction. Treating her like she's earned your respect, that does lead to attraction. And number 7, having zero boundaries. She says something disrespectful. She tests you. She insults you. And you let it slide. You say nothing about it. You ignore it, or you laugh at the insult that she said at you. Not like a shit test where she's being playful, like she actually says something rude or disrespectful or insults you about something, and then you like laugh with her at yourself. Mind blowing. Like, she throws you a massive shit test and you don't pass it because you like cringe and got awkward and got like tense and retreated behind your eyes. And you either ignore it completely and try to like laugh it off as if like you're laughing at yourself, like you're dumb or stupid or whatever the joke was, or you apologize or you backpedal. If she says something disrespectful and you don't call it out, it's because you're afraid of conflict. You're afraid of offending her. She would never trust a man to lead or surrender to a man if you're afraid of conflict. If you're afraid of the slight discomfort or tension about being like, wait, what did you say? What was that? And you're not like mean. You're not like angry or reactive. It's on the table to talk about. I'm not going to like make you feel bad or shame you. I might make a joke back to increase the social anxiety, tension, and cognitive dissonance in your mind, but I'm not going to like be reactive or butthurt or like, get upset. You can't fuck with me. You can't change my mental state, but I can tease you back, right? Which is very funny. You need to be able to push back without getting butthurt or passive aggressive. You need to create, again, like I said earlier, the social pressure by roasting her back. So maintain the safety and polarity at the same time while also, teasing her. And if she crosses a line, you need to call it out. You need to actually say something. Let's just say a girl says on the date, do you have ADD? And she's like not joking, because maybe you were like change a couple topics and you were asking your questions or whatever it is. And she said it once as like, you don't know if it was a joke at first, but then she says it again. Like, I think you have ADD. Like, if she says that and it's like an hour into the date, usually by more like daddy issue girls that are pretty insecure that maybe think they have ADD, they'll project onto you and say like those kind of things. Like, you ever heard a girl says like, are you autistic? There was a whole like meme that went around. Random girls would send other girls like a autism test to each other to see if they have autism. It was like a joke for a while. I think I've heard it like somewhat still. It was like a few years ago. But if she's like, are you autistic, by the way? Or have you ever taken an autism test? Which is insane. That's a crazy breaking report. But for her to say it to you, it's her being masculine. And let's say saying a very disrespectful thing. If you don't react to that properly. And again, the girl that says that has crazy daddy issues and is suffering immensely inside and like hates and loves men at the same time because of her dad obviously left or whatever trauma happened that she hasn't healed from it all. And she's like putting off and, ignoring for as long as she can, and then blames men at the same time and also sends them autism tests. But yeah, if you don't call that out and then roast her back, you have no boundaries. If you have no boundaries, you have no respect from her. Clear boundaries, attraction. So if you're doing even 2 or 3 of these things, you're killing your chances with any new girl or existing girl. So let's just say you're dating a girl for a year, 5, 10, 2 decades, whatever it is. You could kill polarity, and then now she's looking at other men within seconds, within minutes, if you do any of these things. Even 2 or 3 of those things, you're killing attraction with any new girl before anything even starts. So women don't reject you for being too nice. They reject you for being too desperate. And desperation looks like all 7 of these Thanks. I've coached over 450 men one-on-one and over 3,000 online, fixing exactly this problem, becoming more attractive, more masculine, and more polarizing at the same time. The guys who fix this, they stop getting friend zoned, they start getting girlfriends. If you want to make sure you never do these things ever again, all you have to do is follow me for more breakdowns like this. And if you want hands-on help building a strategy that actually works, date attractive, high-quality girls, click the link in my description. Stop being so desperate and start creating attraction. Talk soon.